So I've been gone for a fucking long ass time. Other than that car meet video, it was like a year. It wasn't even a year and 5 months. It was a year and 6 months. So yeah, year and a half, which is kind of crazy. Like, damn, bro, a year with no uploading, anything like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna be explaining to y'all like what happened and why it happened and how it happened. All right, let's go. Let's go clean my car out and chat, cause we got a lot of shit to talk about, like a fuck ton of shit to talk about. Stay to the end of this video, please. Starting from January, things were going real smooth. I was working. I had my car. Uh, nothing else really happened. Things didn't start happening to me until about April. April is when things started happening. So April, I don't remember what day. Uh, it was a barrage of things, starting with my car, the Scion, the TC, the gray one I had. My dumbass did not keep up with the oil changes, and the shit dried out of oil, and fucking it cooked the engine. So the engine got cooked. I ended up on a highway. Mind you, I was on my way to work. So engine got cooked. I was on the highway, and I made the mistake of starting the car and driving it to the next fucking I remember where I went to. It was a mechanic spot though, well-known franchise or whatnot. I drove it there, and that's when they told me, yo, your motor's cooked. So I tried to drive it even more. I put some oil. I topped the oil off. That didn't do anything, of course, because I didn't know that at the time. And yeah, so I ended up messing up my car. Lost the car. Gave the car over to my boy and bought a new engine so we could try to like fix it. We could try to switch the engine out for another one. So that ended up not working. Only because of the fact that the engine that I bought was the Japanese version. So the Japanese version, everything was on the opposite side instead of it being on this side. My fault again. So it's been what? Fucking 2 months trying to fix that car. Because, everybody had to work and all of that. And it didn't work. So I was using my mom's Honda, the Black Accord. We don't even got that car no more. It's just crazy. I was using that to get to and from work during the summer. Then in July, I bought another TC. I bought this red one. And that's when things took a major turn. Because where my mom lives at, the landlord and all of that, she's a bitch. Straight up. So there was an issue with me living at my mom's house and working because I needed to be added on the lease. But the thing is, if I would have got added to the lease, the rent would have went way, way, way above the price that was reasonable. So I straight up told my mom, I was like, I have a car, it has AC and all of that. I don't mind staying in my car. So that's exactly what I did. I stayed in my car from July up until, damn. Yeah, I'm not going to say up until now because it's not now, but from July up until February of the next year. So yeah, that was crazy. I was staying in the red TC and I was sleeping in the car for months. What else happened in July? Oh, I met a girl. It was online dating, but yeah, that never again. We gave up on that. So me and her, we were talking for quite some time. I ended up going to see her. She lived in another state, and things were fine for a moment, and then things weren't fine. So it ended up not working out, and we called it quits. It happens. Uh, August. I bought the FRS. The exact day was August 24th. So yeah, that's what happened. September. That's when me and the girl broke up in September. But I met her in July, so we were what 2 months, 2 months in. Well yeah, September. I ended up staying in my friend's dorm instead of staying in my car, and that lasted up until December 11th, 2024. And that is a crazy fucking story on how that shit happened. December 11th, 2024. What happened? Some complete bullshit. And I do take accountability for it because at the end of the day, it was my own ignorance that got me in trouble. But still, it was some complete bullshit. So, as y'all know, or as y'all don't know, I make movies. Your boy makes movies. Stop motion animated, live action, just movies, and damn! I forgot, bro. I had this fucking chain in my car, and it's hot as fuck. It's just burning me. So, I've had a run-in with the police, and more than an actual run-in, though. This shit was actually crazy. So, December 11th, I'm getting prepped up to to start working on a little short project. You know, do a little test footage. That short project involved guns. Fake guns at that. The guns were not real. They were fake. They just looked very real. So, what happened with that, somebody saw me holding it, and then they called the police. Probably like about an hour after they called or whatnot, I saw a knock at the door, and I looked through the peephole. I was like, oh shit. It's the police. Now, the first time I looked at the peephole when they knocked, I had the gun in my hand. So I was like, let me throw this shit under the couch, because if I open this door with a gun in my hand, it's a wrap. So I looked through the peephole, saw like 2 officers. All right, cool. Let me answer the door. After they knocked the second time. They answered the door. I answered it. Next thing you know, my fucking wrist gets grabbed. I'm yanked out the damn room. Yanked out the room, thrown to the wall, and they patted me down. Next thing you know, I look to the fucking corner. It's like 17 of these niggas with rifles, pistols, a fucking shield, a shotgun, all pointed at me. I'm like, yo, whoa, what the fuck, bro? So they ended up doing that. They searched me, declared I was like all clear. I wasn't a threat or anything like that. And next thing you know, I'm answering questions. So they asked me like, yo, we got a call saying somebody had a gun in here. They said they were in this room, the room that they knocked on. Came out the room, and the moment they said that, I knew for a fact it was the person that called. Oh, not the person that called. It was the person that saw me with it. They definitely called. I'm not mad at them for it, because they did the right thing pretty much. It could have been a real gun. I could have been on some crazy shit. So right then and there, I started fessing up, bro. I started yapping. I was like, oh yeah, those are mine. Those are not real. We are shooting the project. If you want, you can go check the other room. I have all my film equipment, all my lights, everything in there. That is fucking mosquitoes, bro. I'm gonna kill you. Figure of speech. Go away, bro. Damn. I hate mosquitoes. I'm already itching, bro. This is crazy work. So, AirPods. They end up questioning me while I was there. And once the moment I admitted everything was mine, I think that's when I cooked myself. Because I told them everything was mine. They saw all my film equipment and all of that. And next thing you know, I'm in handcuffs. So they got me in handcuffs. I'm asking if I could use the bathroom. They saying no, just wait. No, just wait. Just wait till the detectives get here. Detectives don't get here until probably like, not the detectives, the Montclair State Police. They don't get here until probably like about an hour later. So I'm just sitting in handcuffs, holding my piss. By that time, I had to shit already too. It's crazy. So I'm holding it for that long, and they finally get through. I asked the guy, He's like, hey, do you mind if I use the bathroom? I've been asking for the past hour. They ain't let me. He let me do it. Cool dude. Shout out to you, bro. I hope your retirement's nice. So he ended up helping me out with that. The detectives came. They saw the weapons, and they were like, yo, this specific one right here, that specific one they were holding was an airsoft gun. Now, prior to the incident, I was not aware that airsoft guns, BB guns, paintball guns are illegal in New Jersey if you don't have a permit, which is like crazy work, but New Jersey. So she said you're gonna be looking at a felony. What? Felony? Who that? Who's felony? So, yeah, that's what happened with that. They confiscated all of the props and everything. They also they got a few of my other things as well. They weren't even props. They were just film equipment. I'm not getting that shit back. Yeah, they're not gonna get that shit back. So they confiscated everything, and they ended up taking me to the Montclair State Precinct, where I sat there. My fucking wrist was handcuffed to a bench for like 6-7 hours. So I sat there for that amount of time, and they took my fingerprints, they took my mugshot and all of that. I don't think it's gonna be on anything because I wasn't arrested per se. So that's kind of why things are like iffy with it. So I was sitting there and everything. I was respectful, I was telling them everything that was going on, and they just told me to just sit tight. They'll be right with me. So I sat tight because I ain't had no fucking choice. I'm handcuffed to a bench. And next thing you know, they bring in some papers and they say, oh, you have the right to remain silent, da 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 da. They read me my rights and all of that. And then they let me go. So when they let me go, they gave me this paper stating that I would have court December 26, 2024, the day after Christmas. So now I'm paranoid because that's 2 weeks from the incident. And I'm thinking, yo, if they put me in court the day after Christmas, the judge is going to be pissed. The judge is going to be pissed. That ended up not happening. It got rescheduled to February 10th, 2025. So now I got a little bit of stress taken off of my shoulders. February 10th, 2025 comes. Go to court. Court gets adjourned because they needed the officers present and they had to subpoena them. Cool. More stress taken off of my shoulders. Now I don't got to worry about that right now. So what else happened in February 2025? Oh, I met some car people. That's when I started like really getting immersed into it. I met some car people and we drove all the way to Bear Mountain, New York. It's like this cool place. It got like a big open lot, nice view, everything. Ice skating and all of that. We went over there, and that's when I fucking reversed into a pole. That's why the trunk is red now. That's that story how that happened. It was a fun experience. Cool people. Got to know a lot of people. A lot of people got to know me to an extent. Yeah, I'm very secretive with them. Not in a way where it's like I don't trust them or anything like that. It's more like separating friend groups. Like how you got friend group A, friend group B. It's like that. No malice, no ill intent or anything like that. So yeah, I met them. They were cool. We all got to hang out, look at cool cars. Our cool cars being our own. So yeah, that was pretty fun. And now we get to March of 2025, where my next court date was gonna be on the 17th, St. Patrick's Day. I was not feeling lucky that day. So March 17th gets here. We go to court, and you know what I find out? Court is closed until further notice because the system was shut down. Hooray! More stress taken off of my shoulders for a moment. The week after, I turned 22. I know, Unk status. Shut your bitch ass up. Shut up. So yeah, I turned 22 the week after, and I was chilling after that. And I believe the next court date we had was April 14th. So we go to court on April 14th, and look what happens again. The shit gets adjourned one more fucking time because the prosecutor never even subpoenaed the officers to appear in court. So now talking to my lawyer, like, what's going to happen now? And he was telling me, if we get the next court date and they don't show up, I'm walking free. It's a walk. Next court date ends up being May 19th, 2025. What happens on May 19th? We go to court. Who else is in court? Sergeant. I'm not gonna say her name. I'm really gonna try to leave names out of this as much as possible unless they're really crucial. But yeah, the sergeant was there, and because of how respectful I was and my intentions, like, are not trying to hurt anyone or anything like that, she said she wanted to downgrade it to the fullest degree possible. So that day, I ended up walking, but I had to pay almost $400 for a city ordinance. I'm free, right? Like, no jail. Also, the sentence for what I did, what I got was, it was a 2C charge. A 2C charge is usually like a weapons offense, anything like that. But the specific charge was disorderly persons. At first, they were going to give me a 4th degree weapons charge, weapons possession, but they saw that they weren't real. I wasn't pointing at anybody. I wasn't trying to hurt nobody either. So they downgraded it to disorderly persons, 2C. And that would carry a $1,000 fine and 6 months in jail. I mean, it's July. I'm not in jail. So yeah, shout out to my lawyer. Shout out to the sergeant. Shout out to everyone that helped me out through that. Cause truth be told, it was a mental toll. Like, it really took a toll on me, where the point where, look at this fucking bird. Don't come over here, bro. And this mosquito. How about you come eat this mosquito since you want to be over here bothering people? Come on, man. Bird. So yeah, all my friends, family checked on me and everything, because like I said, it took a toll on the mental. Like, I couldn't even sleep. Like, sometimes still I can't sleep about that shit, because when I opened the door and got snatched out, it was full-blown assault rifles and everything pointed at me. And the officers, they was talking about, like, oh, we was gonna shoot you. Repeatedly, over and over, different officers, like, yo, we was about to shoot you. We were gonna shoot you. This, that. We're gonna shoot you. Like, damn. I get it, bro. Damn. So that's what happened with that. And ever since court ended, we just been chilling. June. What happened in June? No, I gotta backtrack. I believe March. Not March, April. April 6th, I took a trip to Boston. And I met up with some more car people. I fucking loved them to death. I loved them to death. They treat everybody like family in there. Shout out to them, bro. So I went to Boston, met up with them. It was my first time meeting them. We went to Chinatown and all that. Trust me, yo, if you're not from over there, Chinatown is packed. Like, you can't drive anywhere unless you're already flowing with traffic. And there's also no parking either where we was at. It's just crazy. So yeah, I met them, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I went back like probably like 2 or 3 weeks later, because it was also pretty cool. In May we had the court date, so that was fun. No, it wasn't. That wasn't fun. June. What happened in June? So, in June, my taillights blew out. And back to back, I was just getting pulled over left and right because my taillights were blown out and I was driving at night. I know, stupid of me, but I had somewhere to be. And I wasn't anywhere near home. So I had to go home. So yeah, that ended up happening. We just ordered the tail lights. Not just ordered, but we got the tail light harness from Toyota, the dealership. So we're gonna be installing those probably tomorrow or something like that. So yeah, June was a pretty chill month. I ended up enrolling. So your boy is back in college starting September. And now it's July. Hopefully July treats me well. Hopefully. Do you like my voice when I talk like this? Does this arouse you, you pesky little slut? I'm sorry. So yeah, that's what happened within those few months. Reflecting on it, I'm grateful I made it out of those situations, especially alive, because things could have been worse. I'm still mad that it happened, but now I know how to go about it in case like something else was to go down, anything like that. Like it was a pinnacle moment. Everything else that's been happening though has just been my car. You guys know like why my side marker and all that was missing, because the tire fucking burst when I was on the highway. What else? The trunk situation. I think that's about it, really. But yeah, like I've been getting fucked over. Like with a lot. Shit's crazy. And the worst part about it, I ain't even doing nothing. Like I wasn't even doing anything. Shit's max, bro. Shit's real max. And like when the whole situation, like the cop situation happened, they suspended my license to work security. Now at the time I wasn't aware of it, so I was still going to work and all of that. Next thing you know, I find out in the work meeting, the state police have been here looking for you. And the state police called me. It's like, hey, why are you working if your license is suspended? I told them I didn't know and all of that. And they spoke to me. And that same day they spoke to me, they reinstated it. I'm guessing because when they were there, they spoke to people about me, like who was like in charge or whatnot, and they vouched. Cause you know, like I'm not looking for trouble and none of that. So they obviously vouched for my character, and it worked out in my favor. What also worked out in my favor was the fact that fucking mosquitoes, not mosquitoes. What also worked out in my favor is the fact that I so happened to call out the day they pulled up on my shift, cause I had stomach problems. I was fucked up. So that worked out for me. And we chilling now. So yeah, I'm not arrested and none of that. So we good. You know? Now we just gonna clean the car. Cause I don't know what else to say. I spoke about a lot of things. And yeah, I guess it's a fun video. Damn, bro. I'm done with this shit, bro. Now we gotta throw hands. Fucking, I'm so sick and tired of these damn bugs. Shit. You got all these other fucking trees, animals, cats, and shit to bother, but you bothering me, fuck ass.